All right. That says we are live. What is up, everyone? There are loud cars outside. I don't know if you can hear them, but it is Poetry Month. And once again, we return with another Monday night online open mic. This is the Stay at Home Open Mic Series presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series out of El Paso, Texas, our little corner of the world. But of course, because this is online, we're going to be joined by all sorts of performers from all over the country, from all over the world. Poetry Month, there's a lot of stuff going on. So, when our performers come up, not only are you going to be able to meet people from all over the place, but have access to future workshops that they're running, maybe future presentations, and you get to support their work. A lot of people have books out, chapbooks out, works that have been published. So it's really fun to follow everyone's community or all these extended communities and follow everyone's progress, what they're working on. It's truly great. And of course, we welcome people of all backgrounds, experience levels, cultures, all that great stuff. It is open mic, so if you want to perform anything, you're more than welcome to sign up. If you want to sign up, obviously, if you're signed up, you already know how to find it. To me, the best way to follow it is if you're on YouTube right now, you can subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to be notified whenever we upload content. Every live stream, we already upload a video prior to the actual night that we go live. Once that video goes up, you'll be notified, and in the description of that video, you can find a link to sign up. That's usually the first place you can find it. Of course, after that, I distribute it in other places, mainly our social media. So if you're not following us there and just want to be kept up to date, follow us on pretty much Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm pretty sure there's all the links are on the YouTube description if you're there. I do want to thank people who are tuning in right now. Thank you so much for tuning in live. As always, I do encourage you guys to participate with us. You're part of the show. The audience is so important. And so give us some feedback. Who are you enjoying? What made you feel something? Was something shocking? Also let us know if you disapprove of something, like if you felt something wasn't right. To me, the open mic is a place to hammer all that stuff out. So, my name is Rich. I'm going to be your host. I'm super tired. It's a crazy month, but looking forward to another great night of performers. I'll be introducing you to each one, and of course, please follow them. It costs nothing to follow their social media, to share their work, and because the more people get to see it, the more people get to hopefully experience it. All right, cool. So I think I covered everything. Basic rules. Everyone has about 5 to 7 minutes to do their thing. Of course, you don't have to use the full time period allotted. And I'll definitely encourage you guys to share any relevant social media links and promote any upcoming workshops and events. That's one of the things we want to do as well as celebrate. So cool. We are based out of Southwest, so we're going to go ahead and stick around in that time zone area. And we're going to visit our friend Mike Sindler in Denver, who usually kicks off the show. What is up, Mike? How you doing tonight?
Hey, yeah,
Good to have you.
doing it a lot lately. Well, I'm going to start off by plugging a couple things that have absolutely are not me, but are worth plugging. First, as always, being lighthousewriters.org here in Denver and everywhere, which just has amazing things no matter what you're trying to make yourself better as a writer or find community. There is something there for you, lighthousewriters.org. And the second thing, and I'm putting it in the chat, and I'm hoping maybe you'll put it up there and on YouTube, is Kevin Powell's writing workshop series that's going on Sundays. I think it's another 9 weeks. It's 12 weeks, and I think we just had week 3. Cannot recommend these highly enough. He just gets the most amazing authors from all different genres and has amazing discussions and question answer things. It's just brilliant. Just such a gift, and it's free. So with this whole 30-30 thing, I found myself, at the end of the day going, I haven't written anything. And So I tend to be real retrospective. So I'm going to read some of the stuff from the last few days, and there tend to be a little on the retrospective side. This one's called Last. He is the last of that last generation, last link to the splintered family tree. Once he leaves, we are lost in the present. The past will fade without his breath. He keeps it warm, gives it last succor. It will not sing in another voice. He is the last, and he is fading. Soon he will carry the past away. Both will cool and be still in time. Time will be still, even as it moves on. And the next one is called Foolish Hopes, and about a subject I've written about before, and again, this came to mind. I'm writing without foolish hopes of a reply. I'm not one for things like Ouija boards, but I can't let sleeping dogs lie. I want to pull you back in time. I want to ask you why. It doesn't make any more sense as year after year goes by. I'm writing more to myself as a sort of alibi to forgive myself for not doing more, but excuses don't apply. Perhaps I could, perhaps could not. I like to think I tried. I still want to be let off the hook, have my efforts certified. But no matter how I hem and haw, how much of a hue and cry, I can never quite relinquish the guilt. Unlike you, it never dies. And this one I wrote last night. And I'm just trying to get back to doing some form writing, getting away from just strictly free verse anymore. Well, some of that was rhyme, but this is a form called a satina tray, and the name of the piece is Flicker In. Behind most violence, there is fear. Behind cruelty, there is ignorance. The past taught lessons so severe, the pain hides all benevolence. Hearts grown, hoary walls of ice still contain some warmth within. How shall love's urgency entice a thaw, allowing light to flicker in? Despite despair, we search the soul and hope the damaged be made whole. Okay, and I will go ahead and, even though it's a hat poem, but the hat doesn't sort of work. This is one of those, if it wasn't for this among a few, I probably never would have become a poet. It's one of the first poems I ever truly loved, and it's called Vespers, and people will probably be able to figure out who the author is. Little boy kneels at the foot of the bed, droops on the little hands, little gold head. Hush, hush, whisper who dares. Christopher Robin is saying his prayers. God bless, Mommy. I know that's right. Wasn't it fun in the bath tonight? Cold, so cold, and the hot, so hot. Oh, God bless Daddy. I quite forgot. If I open my fingers a little bit more, I can see Nanny's dressing gown on the door. It's a beautiful blue, but it hasn't a hood. Oh, God bless Nanny and make her good. Mine has a hood, and I lie in bed and pull the hood right over my head. And I shut my eyes and curl up small, and nobody knows I'm there at all. Oh, thank you, God, for a lovely day. And what was the other I had to say? I said, bless Daddy. So what can it be? Oh, now I remember. God bless me. Little boy kneels at the foot of the bed, droops on the little hands, little gold head. Hush, hush, whisper who dares. Christopher Robin saying his prayers. Okay, thank you.
Alrighty then, and thank you. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that special piece there, and as always for all the love you share with the community and Lighthouse writers. Great having you, Mike. And of course, if you guys are tuning in, go check him out as well, Mike. So he's here and he's always making the round scenes and being featured as well. So be on the lookout for more from Mike around the interwebs. But we're gonna go and keep going right now. Next up, we have we're gonna come back to El Paso for a couple performers and very interesting conversation in the chat regarding that last piece. But I'm gonna go ahead and call up our Tumblewords poet laureate. She's just awesome. Let's go and welcome Robin Schofield back to the stage. What's up, Robin?
Thank you, Richie. Yeah. Yeah, that was great, Michael. I'm going to read 3 little poems and then a cover poem. And these 3 are from a manuscript that I'm going to call A Body in Motion, kind of a Newtonian turn of phrase. And this one is called Theory of Time in a Dewdrop World. If time doesn't fly like an arrow, why need an original archer with his small mirror, ray of moonlight and black pocket knife? What would be the stringed bow or the reed in the river, the blade of grass or lily that holds an eyelash of the beloved cat who bends close to claw the hummingbird? And who the archer who can let go so that what comes can be foretold like grooves in the wax record that get deeper as the diamond needle engraves it further with each playing of the music? If time doesn't fly like an arrow, then I don't need this hurry to a destination in the desert oasis where white grapes unfurl like coded messages on a wire trellis. What would be the cup for this kind of wine? Hand me your glass that I might cut myself on it. Let's see, and this one was, gosh, what was it published in? It was published somewhere, the Gyroscope Review or somewhere like that. I should have looked that up. Anyway, it's something we're very familiar with in El Paso in the spring. Haboob is an Arabic word for a dust storm. So this is called Haboob coming. Desert spring wind blasts sand into the sky so that you understand emptiness, how it stings. Even though no water runs in the river, can you still believe the heron finds minnows? Like the mockingbird, do you unleash your song tonight, or do you seek out silence? Do you miss the beloved's teases, or do you abide an absence in the spring? Autumn will come without your doing. The trees will be empty, the nests used. Will you be mute like the stars in the night sky that do not light the earth? Now that mesquite thorns cover up the trail, do you still pretend to walk home? Okay, and now I'm gonna do some new stuff that I wrote in Aldo's workshop because I was trying to revise a poem that I wrote a long time ago, and Aldo's prompts were so open-ended and so great that I thought, oh, I will just free write about this poem I'm trying to revise. So this is called Migrations. And first there's old stuff and then there's new stuff. Monarch butterflies took me for a flower when I wore a pink sweater at the farm, split from the peach orchard by Interstate 35. Their favorite flower, milkweed, in the median and in the ample pastures all around me. I loved the yellow bloom, white blood spilled from the stem. How the monarchs covered me, clouds of them, sweater breathing with orange wings. My brother, already the scientist, said, milkweed makes monarchs bitter. The birds know not to eat them. It's their defense mechanism. Decades later, I hope I'm not killing too many butterflies as I drive through Texas in the springtime. I feel distant, a star orbiting the black hole in a galaxy. I'm driving through Texas when I turn north like a migrating hawk. I'm on my way to see my brother in Oklahoma City, where he's a scientist and a doctor. After Thackerville, I stop by what used to be my granddad's farm. It's a pasture for thoroughbreds now. I see the blue roans and red roans, the palominos. The land is back to prairie, horses grazing the blue grama grass, content as farmers hoeing their furrows. I find a patch of milkweed, somehow missed, not uprooted or poisoned. There, a few monarchs are swimming, many migrations removed from the ones that swarmed over my pink sweater like so many moving seas at sunset. Okay, and now I'm going to read one, my cover poem. I'm going to read one by the Ukrainian poet Ilya Kaminsky. It's his birthday today. He's younger than I am, I'd like to say that. And he's also deaf, and he's got a book out called Deaf Republic. He's been living in the United States since, for quite a while, I think. So this is a very appropriate poem right now, I think. It's called We Lived Happily During the War. And when they bombed other people's houses, we protested, but not enough. We opposed them, but not enough. I was in my bed, around my bed, America was falling, invisible house by invisible house by invisible house. I took a chair outside and watched the sun. In the 6th month of a disastrous reign in the house of money, in the street of money, in the city of money, in the country of money, our great country of money, we, forgive us, lived happily during the war. Okay, that's my little tribute to Ukraine and the way the world is going.
Thank you for sharing those.
But there's always tumble words. I think I wrote all of those poems in tumble words. And don't you have a workshop next, Richie?
I do.
Yeah.
It's so much pressure with all the wonderful workshops all you guys have been doing.
Oh, no. Everybody comes prepared to write.
Awesome. Was there anything else you'd like to promote? Definitely tumble words,
I
right?
have nothing but tumble words.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Robin, so much for joining us. I'm so sorry. I need to get some water. Okay, cool. What is up, everyone? Yes, so you'll be hearing a little bit from Kit later tonight. For those of who can't see the Zoom chat, my mom is cooler than your mom. You know, Kit, you gotta spit the truth. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what we're looking at next. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Eddie Gruva Costa, English teacher out of Jefferson High School. He's such a huge supporter of the local literary scene in El Paso. He does so much to promote it to his classes and his students. And I know he tries to push so much from his students to do that, to participate as well. So it is a treat to welcome Ivan, who is joining us today for the first time. And from what I read on the sign up list here, is his first time just reading or sharing anything ever. So I mean, first of all, I just gotta say welcome to you, and it's great to have you here. So how are you doing today? How you feeling?
I'm doing great, sir. Actually, I had a great day today, and I'm just here to share two poems that I made during class.
Awesome. Go ahead and do that.
No problem, sir. The first poem that I'm going to recite is called Memories of Time. Okay. Why do I have memories? During these years of my life, I see everything. I could see my very first day of school, feeling the rush of excitement as a pup seeing his new home. I could see who my very first friend was, agreeing on many things like brothers do. I can see how my graduation is going to be, knowing the journey that took me there. But why does it all happen in between time? Some memories being the purest of times, others not so much. I could see my first day to the dentist, feeling like an isolated lab rat waiting to be tested on. I could see who my first bully was, leaving me tormented in an endless nightmare. I could see my first day in the real world, not ready for what is to come. I love my memories and I enjoy the time it took me to get here. But why do I have to get the whole package? Why does time interfere with my memories? The only thing left is to see them again, 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 and again. That was one of my poems that I made out of class, and it's what my teacher kind of inspired me to try to do, because he always tries to push us to do whatever in class, and this is one of those free write ones that I made. The next one is an assignment that he tried to make us do by using 3 specific words, and hopefully you can see in which words I use out to describe this poem. And the poem of the poem's name is The Beauty of a Word. What is friendship? They are the thing I long for. It is something I want to trust. It is someone I want to help. It is someone that is family without being family. That right there is what I want from a powerful friendship. Sometimes in strong friendships, you experience euphoria, a moment where everything is perfect. The perfect moment with the perfect people, like a dreamscape of endless enjoyment, a world equal to perfect beauty. But in friendships, some say sorry for their mistakes. You may say it a bit too many times, and some have genuine uses for the word, but now all it means is an excuse. One too many times has it been used, like the boy who cried wolf, with all trust lost. Those are the 2 poems that I have shared, and hopefully you all enjoyed it.
Hey, thank you so much for sharing it. You don't know how meaningful it is that you were able to do that. So if you notice the chat, there's a little chant going on here. Usually Nick P starts it, says one of us.
One of
One
us,
of
of us,
One
one
of
of us, one of us, one of us.
So essentially, all I'm saying, if you like this writing thing, you got to keep coming back. Feel free to come through. There's a lot of writing workshops you can check out for sure, and definitely people are gonna be talking about that. But you got to come through, and I'm glad that you're able to share those. Anything else you'd like to say before we move on? Because I definitely want to. Hopefully, you can come in the future and invite more friends.
Honestly, a big inspiration for Memories of Time was just because of me actually dealing with personal problems, and I feel like me writing this poem was able to help me relieve myself and try to put me in a better place, honestly.
That's wonderful. That's great. Hopefully writing continues to be that for you. Looking forward to April. I'm actually gonna see if I can visit you guys at the end of the month. Visit Jeff. Waiting on that to hear more on that. But as far as the online mics go, you're always welcome to come back again. As you saw there, one of us chant. That means that you got to come back. That's the seal of approval. All right. Thank you for joining us today, Ivan. Appreciate it. Feel free to stick around. We stick around as long as we can. We're going to have more people. We have a lot of people still. In fact, we're going to travel from El Paso to the East Coast, right? And visit our main man from Maine. Even though on the sign-up sheet, he says he's joining us from the White House. Let's see about that. Hopefully some of you guys got to enjoy some cafecito with him earlier at Cafe Alissimo. Let's go ahead and welcome Alissimo to the stage. What is up, man? Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Richie. I'm going to just read a couple poems. The first poem is an old poem called The Pyramid Scheme That Led to the Great Wall of China. Give me a second. Do I have something to drink here? Well, it doesn't matter, I guess. I ascended the steps of Machu Picchu. I stood in the shadow of the sun god and absorbed all he had to offer into my being. I walked back down to earth and found myself ankle deep in Egyptian sand. During my stay in Giza, I entered a staring contest with the Sphinx. He blinked first. He riddled me with riddles. I knew all the answers. The final answer was to get to the other side. The sky darkened. The stone-faced lion lit a fire. We made some s'mores. He noted that I didn't char my marshmallows dark enough for his taste. Evening desert chill set in. To keep me warm, the Sphinx blanketed me from the neck down with his soft tail. I fell into a deep slumber. I awoke south of Masada. The Judean desert sun served as a beacon pointing to the 2-mile snake path. I traversed the narrow trail and noticed droplets of wax left by Israeli soldiers. I reached the top where the zealots resided, ruins surrounded by a crumbling wall. I climbed a stairway to a watchtower and passed out from the immense Israeli heat. I came to feeling dizzy and misplaced. A Chinese woman held a cold compress to my forehead. She helped me to my feet and led me out of the turret. I stood atop the Great Wall of China. The problem with such walls is the mere existence of their existence invites previously non-existent enemies whose sole purpose is invasion and destruction. People build walls inside their souls every day, sometimes to prevent eventual broken hearts, the same hearts they inadvertently pierce with sharp-edged trowels used to smooth mortar. These walls can be broken down, not by enemies, but by lovers and friends who tutor trust and possess special epoxy for broken hearts. The walls cease being walls and are reborn as the complete souls their master masons had denied themselves. I stood atop the Great Wall of China. I wondered how long it would take to hike its distance. The answer doesn't matter, but the question tells the unintentional stories of all such walls. In the end, the only worthwhile purpose of the Great Wall of China is as a tourist attraction its architects never imagined. And then this is my latest poem that I wrote, finished yesterday, and I'll pull it up. It's titled, Even Though I Was Not Alive when FDR Said We Have Nothing to Fear Except Fear Itself, I believe he was channeling me. Uno, I am not sure whether I am more afraid of living or dying. Dos, I am not sure whether I am more afraid of the past or the future. Tres, I am not sure whether I am more afraid of failure or success. Cuatro, I am not sure whether I am more afraid of dreaming or not fulfilling my dreams. Cinco, I'm not sure whether I'm more afraid of waking up or the existence of the sun. Seis, I'm not sure whether I'm more afraid of fresh air or breathing it. Siete, I am not sure whether I am more afraid of the mirror or denying its existence. Ocho, I'm not sure whether I am more afraid of being invisible or being seen. Nueve, I am not sure whether I'm more afraid of being ignored or being anonymous. Diez, I am not sure whether I am more afraid of being anonymous or being afraid or simply just being. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Did you have any, more? Anything you'd like to promote?
Let's see if I have all that stuff up here. Yeah, okay, so, well, on Friday, May 6th, I will be featuring for Garage Poets. On Saturday, May 14th is my workshop for Tumblewords called With a Little Help from My Friends. And then Saturday, June 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be featuring at Dumping Grounds, which is a open mic dealing with personal trauma and frustrations and a lot of things people don't talk about in other open mics. So that's out of the Bronx. And also I'll give you information on how to buy my book. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, definitely feel free to share those links. And yeah, man. And lastly, awesome hat. Looks great, man. Yes, share those. And yeah, it sounds interesting. I'll make sure to forward that. Want to give a quick shout out to everyone watching right now on YouTube. Andres, as always, good to see you. Awesome. All right, yeah, let us know if you're watching right now on YouTube live. Just say, hey, what's up? How you guys doing? Let us know where you're listening in from. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move along from Maine to Pittsburgh, and our next performer has a feature. I'll let them talk about it. But right now, let's go and welcome back to the stage Vail Larkin.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, I have a feature tomorrow on Poetically Speaking on Instagram, which is hosted by Tanish Kaur, Elemental the Poet, and Bear Wolf, Propaganda Poet, sorry. I'm going to do the narration to a scene from my play Words of the Prophets, and this is scene 1, Graffiti. Up to 2 million people in the United States are actively engaged in sex work. 80% of sex workers worldwide are women and girls between the ages of 13 and 25. At least 90% of people who engage in sex work must share their earnings with a pimp and/or business, in addition to supporting themselves and any other dependents. Once there was someone who dreamed themselves into a different person in order to escape hell. They were born there and never knew anything else, but they had heard stories about far-off lands where the air did not burn and love was not lies. The tricky thing about hell is, if they recognize you, they have you. They know your heart and they've tasted your pain. You must transform completely. Reshaped, someone flew far, far away and left those hounds leagues behind. They never did change back like they thought they might. But they did change again and again, and so did many other things. She isn't in the night. She isn't present. No passion, no passing thoughts. She narrows to a blade of sharpened senses. Only the still can see the unseen, can taste the flavorless, can hear sobs from the future and silence from the past. She writes her name in lipstick on the scratched steel of a bus station bathroom stall. It isn't hers, but she remembers who it belonged to before dark. She isn't in the night. She's a skin changer, a werewoman, flesh made monstrous. She is wrapped in scraps like something crawling from a tomb. They should fear her accusing eyes and the knife she hides in her boot. But they believe what they see, alive and blinded by their own security. She scribbles numbers on an old receipt for a book. She hands it to the man. She isn't in the night. She isn't in this room. She isn't in this bed. She isn't in these arms or under this weight, and she isn't being broken by the crushing callousness of it all. She feigns a struggle, so much more exciting for them than a sigh. She sees his eyes, cold and void for an instant, before she remembers when she is and where she isn't. She draws a horse on the motel notepad while he is washing. She isn't in the night. She's in daylight and the open sky over water and the feeling of being as far from home as she can run in a day, and she is running away into the wilderness of the future. She writes in a journal, not about anything she knows, but only gentle things. She burns them when they are filled in case any truths have seeped through. She's in firelight, too. She's in the glow of the coals, in the rising smoke escaping skyward. She isn't in the night. She makes her way down narrow, winding, rough-ridden roads. She sees what she's sold. It was a reclamation at first, a reassertion of rights. The right to have, to hold, to give, and to get. It was an exchange instead of the usual theft at first. She wonders now if she ever really believed that, or if she only wished to. She scratches shame into her forearm. She isn't in the night. She isn't right. She writes her ciphers on the surface of her world. They're her legacy, her lamentation, her dream of what life could have been for someone else. She isn't present, isn't prescient. She doesn't know the end of her own epic yet. She isn't in the night. She isn't. The night isn't rising. It's fading to bright. She tells herself the story of tomorrow.
Wow. Yo, everyone got to show some love on that in the chat, the Zoom box, all that good stuff. Did you have more? I see you had things there. Okay. Awesome. We'll have a good feature tomorrow. That sounds like a fun show.
Yeah, thanks.
And yeah, all right. Thank you, Vail. Awesome. I think Vail is one of the most often quoted performers at these, and that says a lot. Just say that. And when I say quote, one of the great aspects of these shows is to get live feedback from our peers, from our community, and so when you can craft a line that it makes them feel something enough to write it back out. That's good. That's good. So also, yeah, don't hesitate to do that in the chat, guys. When you really love a line, that's I think that's great, pure feedback, and it just means so much. All right, cool. Yo, what up, Sandy? Sandy in the house now. Thanks for tuning in as always. Great to have you here. All right, we're gonna do an audible. It happens from time to time. With the list, I try my best to keep in mind a variety of things. When people sign up, preference, and of course what time zone they're coming from. Our next performer, we're gonna pull an audible. He usually volunteers to go towards the end of the show, which very thankful for. Tonight's gonna be a little different. He's got some stuff that he has to do, so he can't stay as long. But he does have a serialization. He's already performed the first 2 parts on the show, so he's gonna come today with part 3. And it's been a while since he's been this early, but let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, Mr. Tesosomok, Chicano poet out of LA. What is up, Tez? How you doing?
What's up, Richie?
All right, so you got part 3, huh?
I got part 3. I've let's see. I made it through. Almost done with part 4, but I will save it for another time. But I mapped out the rest of the titles. I'm going to tease them out. So part 4 is called Whelping Wetbacks, Mojados Paridos. Part 5 is called Mythic Mammals, Mamíferos Míticos. Part 6 is Guttural Glossia, Glossia Guttural. And part 7 is called Radical Rabies, or Rabia Radical. And the closer is called Rutting Rober. And in Spanish, Vagabundo y Jarioso, or if you like the more Spanish version, Vagabundo en Celo. Part 3 is titled Parvo Pets, or mascotas barbosas. I'm not your Chihuahua part 3. I am not Barco Renco nor Yate Cojo. I'm not like the butcher's dog watching the flesh and licking my chile. I'm your anxious influence, the hood ballad syncopated to the foot and meter of East LA's nightly gunfire, the double consciousness of the affectionate post-mota legalization domesticated Mexican narco corrido. I am the normalized, legalized, docile, gentified, entrepreneurial, chiqui narco. I'm not your barrio boy with only silence, interlingual, middle-class aspirations. I am land, race, cultural identity, double conscious disposition, multifoci, politically strong, mythic, tech memory, linked across regurgitative cultural constructions and identity formations via code switching and polylingualism. I am authenticity bankrupt, minerally extracted, culturally castrated, spiritually appropriated, de-rancherized, capado, much like the mystic question of whether huevos taste different in Tibet. The Himalayans, lamas, respond, they taste the same. I am not your impossible doggy minority position articulando by your internal colonialism, the parbo-ped hype neo-postmodernity and its marketing of alterity, that scrutinizes the erasure of minority discourses. We will never experience reparations that are historically accountable and constructive spaces from the inheritors of our stolen lands. You perros and gatos can have all the mythic memory corridos, boleros, guapatecnos, nouveau fandangismo, post-legalization, entrepreneurial, narco banda corridos. Pendejo, don't fall for the mythic literary cultural production of products as a measure of authentic identity through its evocation of universal, non-transcendental truths tainted with pre-Cuauhtémoc and indigenous semiotics. Perro, don't fall for the Kafkian waiting game at the gates of literary greatness. We are not weak in universal strength. We have no need to bankrupt into essentialism, and we can set the standard of greatness. I am not your single-stranded DNA. We are beyond the binary gene construction. We are beyond the NS1 replicator gene and the viral capsid delivery. We have abandoned the pastoral apparatuses of displaced egos via the articulation of Jungian archetypal elements as the MO of our organic moral dynamism. We are the puercos entrenched in our historical chiqueros, snotty myth as truth, guacaleando el observer critic, the postmodern alienated critical, suspicious of our tribalization, of our groundedness in the lavaduras of our literary production and our mythic soquete. Don't dismiss our doubly articulated semiotics, the desencadenado proto-theory of our singularity, the irreducible polyvocality of our graffiti. We are the choke chain collar masses educated under the semiotic regime, like the Doberman, te ladramos porque te desconocemos, en la noche, al mediodía, and in the morning, porque we have abandoned the hegemony of the linguistic signifier. We are perros, ladrones, a la Espinosa's with an ontology de ethology. The perro that jettisons the hegemony of the linguistic signifier for an organic agency of the visceral bite. I am not Charles Boyer, no voy a echarles. I am not cacahuate zacatecano, nor sacarte la caca del ano. I am not el Papa de Loretta John, nor el Papa John de Loretta. Because it's not the same Guns and Roses versus Rosas Las Guns. If I was from Tula, I would be Tuleño.
Woo! Damn, putting some
Empty.
smoking them syllables.
Jeez. Dang.
I was trying to write down some of those lines there, like hold on, I gotta revisit. Did you say polyvocality of our graffiti? I'm like, whoa, all right.
Syncopated to the East LA gunfire. If you haven't been to East LA at night, you can ask Sandy Shakes. She gets all the bullets from and Boyle Heights from East LA.
We missed Sandy Shakes. Yeah.
Oh, she left already.
All right, man. So that's part 3, right? You said?
Yeah, and then I just have one little update thing. So I got one of my pieces accepted into the Pasadena City College Inscape magazine, a collection for healing arts, healing the impacts of incarceration, chapbook number 6. So that was a good one that came in earlier today. Thank you.
Congrats. Awesome. And if you guys are interested in learning more about what's going on, if you're on Facebook, check out the group Pandemic Poets. I believe it's private, but you can request to join. So, I mean, imagine if you've taken part tonight, you can ask and you can find out a lot more on future open mics, not just this one, but others all around, all throughout the week, as well as writing workshops. So that's going to be cool. Check that out. As always, glad to have you here, Tez.
Thank you, sir.
Look forward to the songs next week, possibly.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Well-being wetbacks is what you're looking forward to.
No. All right. We're going to move on. All right. We're going from the West Coast, LA, to I want to give it and yeah, gosh, it's 2019. Go follow him as well on Instagram. Cool YouTube videos and all that. All right, but I do want to give a shout out to La Tormenta, Amanda. She signed up. She's not here, right? Just quick check. No,
I don't think so.
She does do. I have a workshop once a month. I'm gonna see if I can find that link so I can post on YouTube for those of you watching. Those are, from what I hear, are really great. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Jersey, where we're gonna go ahead and visit next week's guest host. Let's go ahead and welcome Nick Paleologos back to the stage. What's up, man? Welcome back.
Hi, friend. Hi, friends. Hi, everyone. How are we all doing? I'm doing well. It's good to be back here. I'm gonna be hosting next week, and I just realized that it's all kind of hitting the fan right now. So I'm like, holy shit! This is we close on National Poetry Month with me. All right, so I got haikus, and then I'll do a poem. Here we go. Haiku. An original. A copy of a copy. Nothing ever is. Haiku. Missiles burst in air. Flowers refuse to glow up. Nuclear fallout. Haiku. Imposter syndrome. Grappled in codes of the soul. Which am I today? Haiku. Bad brains lost. Space-time continually are in imagination. All right. So this one was done in Lee Martinez Soto's workshop, and I combined it with another thing I'm doing. So this is what came out of it. This is called Middle of the Nightly Midlife Crisis. My 30s approached me like a train running through a red light. I scrambled to make something of myself, a little midlife crisis mixed with paranoia, a potent Molotov cocktail. Consumed. Stood still time. Just another way to read an hourglass. Make a book. They'll remember it. They'll see it. They'll see you work magic. They'll ask, how's the poetry coming along? Did you sell any books? An old bait and switch tactic that people have told me without an intent to even show up at events, share my links, support me with 1 second like, a share, or anything. Support local artists, support your friends. Support is to show up. The ball is in the court. I don't ask for half-court heaves. I just want someone who can drive with me, an assist, a rebound, a score on a layup, an alley-oop even. I want my voice to be remembered in my poems, not by how you knew me. Support me when I'm around. Support your friends while they are around. Because when they're gone, When I'm gone, we are all gone. We won't be necromanced back to life. Remember us for our art. Reminisce on our love for you. We will be in your thoughts, whether in crisis or catharsis. We'll be in your ink and in your heart. And that's all for me today.
Woo!
Awesome, man. Thank you. I
That's
like that.
right.
Yeah, man. Thank you. We'll be in your ink. I love that. It's well put. Much love. You got, I mean, so obviously we talked about next week. Is there anything else you'd like to promote as well in your end of things?
Yes, so I am gonna be running what the word is right. It's a right to the mic on this Wednesday. It's at 8 o'clock start time. So it's a workshop and then we do a live open mic afterwards. So this one's gonna be centered around more 420 themes. It's not gonna be necessarily really 420-ish, but it won't be recorded or anything like that. But it'll be centered around it to a degree and everything like that. It's a weird way to describe it, and I'm describing it very weird, but it's okay. Just come by. We do like 3 prompts. We just write straight through, and then if you want to present one afterwards, we can before we go live, and then we'll have the live open mic afterwards and everything. And I will be guest hosting this coming Monday at Barbed open mic series, which is going to be awesome. I do also have a feature coming up, and it's going to be with actually the aforementioned propaganda poet, and alongside with another poet too as well. It's just going to be a YouTube link and everything. As soon as I get the link, I will drop that into the chat and everything. And if you want more stuff and like, hey, I want to keep up with me, Real Nick P on IG, and then my name right there is Nick P, logo's right there. It's my Facebook, so just like keep up with me there and everything, and you can see all the cool things that I have going on, and all the cool things I'll be doing and everything too. But that's all. Yeah.
Excellent. Yes, and I get to say it. That's everything. Right on. The Real Nick P. Go follow him. Go check it out. Always doing some great work. Awesome, man. Appreciate you so much. We'll see more of you next week. So check it out. We're gonna go ahead and stick around in Jersey, and we're gonna go ahead and bring up Terry Rose Jurtson, who's got a book coming out, Chameleon Chronicles. Want to hear more about that and other things you've got going on? What's up, Terry Rose?
Hi. The cover's right there. See
Look
it?
at that. Nice.
It's awesome. I'm excited. I'm going to read new shit though tonight. I'm not reading from that book because I'm pretty sure Marissa's setting up F15 Meet the Poets again. So if you guys want to hear like everybody's stuff, you can, I don't know if there's an actual date set for that yet. I don't have it, but it's coming up. And also there's a poetry festival in Atlantic City coming up. I already put that in the chat. I'm going to try and get out there. That's in real life. So I have some haikus because it was like haiku day yesterday. So Blowing Bubbles is the first one. Childlike wonder, bubbles are magical still, even as adults. Then I have one called Milk Carton. Milk Carton sippy. Milk is for calves, not humans. Mother's milk dried up. And then I have this one about a swing. Riding high, butterfly's stomach touched the sky. And can't swing anymore. My head dizzy, nauseous, sick, stomach in knots now. And I have a couple of short ones, like 3 and 2 sentence poems. Zoom versus church. Hosting Zoom rooms reminds me of church. When everybody is there on Sunday, they are always your friend. But as soon as church closes, no one is to be found. And there's one, Bloodshot Eyes in the Morning. Staying up all night watching Disney Plus. Hooked on the latest series. Must find out how it ends. And I have another one about submitting poems. I feel pressure to submit to anthologies. I need to belong to something. And then I have, lastly, this one called New Shit Poems. They are not shit. They are not poems. They are a passing thought that needs to be written down, because if I don't, They will be circling in my brain, making me dizzy all night. So that's it.
Right on, yo. It's a bunch of new pieces. That's great. I love it. There's,
I
you know,
have like an explosions that happen where I have like a whole bunch that need to come out all at once. And then I have a day that go by and I don't feel like it. So it makes up for the days I don't feel like it.
yeah, that's wonderful. You're doing a live event. That's great. Poetry
It'll
festival.
only be my second one. It's like, oh, I'm going to be so nervous, but I wasn't as nervous for the first one because Nick was there and Propaganda Poet was there. And I didn't even know I was going to do it. I was like totally not ready.
And you did great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Because I was like, they're going to hate me. They're going to throw tomatoes. That's the thing about in live. Like when you're really there, if they hate you, they're, you're right there. You can't escape. You can't just like log off,
Oh no. No,
Ducking
you can't.
tomatoes.
You can't. Like,
I'm not good at that game where you have to dodge the things being thrown at your head. I get hit in the head every time.
I used to make that joke all the time when I was a kid too. Like, no tomatoes, no tomatoes. Awesome. Thank you,
But
Terry.
they throw a clock at you. That's even worse.
Oh no. I think I get the hint. I get the hint. All right, appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. I'm glad you can make it.
Thank you.
Awesome. No tomatoes, no tomatoes. I'm gonna start using that now again in my classes because I make a bunch of bad jokes in my classes. They know. They know. All right, so we're gonna go from Jersey to South Euclid, Ohio, and next up we have Doc Janning, and I'm gonna hold all my willpower to say what's up, even though I kind of just did. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing.
Great,
I've
great.
got so much going on. It's ridiculous. And this past weekend, I was a feature at the New Mexico State Poetry Society meeting. And in June, I'm going to be serving on a panel of poets laureate from Ohio in front of the National Federation of State Poetry Societies, discussing the power of literary citizenship. And then the very next day, I'm going to be convening the very first poetry event / contest at the Ohio Scottish Games in Berea, Ohio. So I'm going, my first poem is Kingdom of Shadows. Night blooms soft and rounded in the velvet nature of darkness. Trees limed in beatific cowl of silvered moonlight and stars. All about the kingdom of shadows, where play hopes and dreams of time, oracles of an untold future to which we, unknowing, bequeath all. Night dances in sacred arcane tread across endless dimensions of infinity. Fractals of thought and being swirl, coalesce, and weave, becoming life, and everything is. This is the title is at the very end. Starborn, racing through the dark, racing to a rendezvous with your paramour. Hair streaming, jewels gleaming, showing him your all. Approaching, nearing, then spinning away. Flower of the sky, a teasing dance, saying, maybe next time. Title, Comet. And I'll finish with Oh, here we go. This is titled, well, I'm not going to, it's a temporary title. I'm not going to read it. Washed in a flow of energies which fall through the daylight, newness incites the eyes. Thoughts crawl along the tessellated skin of worlds in dissonances of time, expanding to fill the spaces between. Desires dueling with the dare of you in seasons of beauty and sensuality, glowing with possibilities of hope, distilled as prismed feelings, riding forth in the mysteries of love, a gleam in the eye of the lover. Thank you.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. All right. Thank you, man. What was the panel you said you were going to do?
I'm going to be on a panel of poets laureate from around the state of Ohio, discussing the power of literary citizenship in front of the assembled members of the National Federation of State Poetry Societies on June the 24th.
All right, cool. That's interesting. I've been thinking more about literary citizenship. Is that going to be just a in-person thing or Zoom?
I think, well, if you want to participate online, I think they charge the same as for in person. It's $75. So
Ooh, sacred knowledge.
yeah, and then the bit with the Ohio Scottish Games, I'd been talking to them for almost a year and a half about the possibility of having a poetry event just the same as they have a piping event and a dance event, etc. And I said, hey, your national poet hero is Robert Burns. Why not? And they finally said, we've talked to the membership. Yes, we'll do it.
All right, right on. Thank you, Doc, for being here and taking time to be part of our show, as always. Appreciate it. All right. Awesome. Let's see. Man, that was a lot of fancy associations and titles that was thrown out there. Okay, let's go and keep going though, because we're gonna go and return to El Paso for our 1-2 punch, the birthday twins. It's been a while since we've had that set up, and it's great when it works out that way. A lot of you attended their workshop this past weekend. I hate that I missed it, but grateful enough to get the slides, so I'm looking forward to checking those out. You guys already know what's up. All right, it's time for the MV Lee. Make some noise. Let's go and welcome to the stage, Lee Martinez Soto. What up?
Yeah, if you missed the workshop, feel free to message me over on Facebook and I can send you the link. I also have it already on my link tree, which I'll share in the chat in a little bit. So you can access the prompts if you want them. So I have 3 things today: something old, something new, something borrowed, and I'm always doing. So here we go. This is called Cambio, first in English, then in Spanish. I have yet to hear my voice without the aftershock of a twofold imperialism, the combination of generational trauma and generational abuse inflicted and inflicting, tied with a knot to my tongue and hanging to the expansionism that kept me and many others from an origin. Following the traditions of the occupied, I don masks instead of self to exist in specific times and places, adaptable, a change at the ready. The Whitexicans mask with el español perfecto frente a los gringos, carente de interferencia estadounidense o española, ausente de modismos, coloquialismos, regionalismos, monótono, esperando impresionar. First generation immigrant con el inglés golpeado, the notes of anger of the north to the north, common slang, made up words that only those who switch from one borrowed tongue to otra ajena understand, roughed from the experience of a mother tongue. Aún no he logrado escuchar mi voz sin el post-trauma del doble imperialismo, la combinación del trauma y abuso generacional, infligiendo en mi lengua amarrado con doble nudo y aferrándome al expansionismo que me mantienen a mí y a muchos otros de conocer nuestro origen. Siguiendo las tradiciones de los colonizados, cubro mi rostro tras máscaras en vez de usar mi piel para existir en lugares y tiempos específicos, adaptable con un cambio en mano. The White Chickens Mask, el español perfecto frente a los gringos, carente de interferencia estadounidense, ausente de modismos, coloquialismos, regionalismos, monótono, logrando advertir miradas. The First Generation Immigrant con el inglés golpeado, las notas de ira del norte hacia el norte, los pochismos típicos, palabras inventadas que entienden solo los que cambian de un código prestado to another borrowed one, robado de la experiencia de conocer la lengua madre de la tierra que habito. That was one. Then I have a new one. This came from the workshop that I gave on Saturday on restoration. And this is called Stream of Conscience, first in English, then in Spanish. These vague memories of a past life, so distant, so recent, too close to my beating heart, struggling lungs, begging for air, stop. These vague memories of regrets, mistakes dug deep into me by me, a self-inflicted wound, stab on the back, a torn in the side of this heart and stuck on this throat. I'm suffocating, I'm drowning, I'm dying. Can I please stop thinking, stop? These vague memories and would-be's, could-be's, should have been halting the steps forward, demanding I stay in place, my fixed spot in time, stuck between memories I can no longer recall, perhaps false, perhaps too close to reality, perhaps not enough remorse in me to ignite the guilt and burn this cross of my own making. Stop. Estas vagas memorias de una vida pasada, distante, reciente, demasiado cercana a este corazón latiente, pulmones dolientes, suplicando por aire, basta. Estas vagas memorias, remordimientos, errores clavados dentro de mí, por mí, una herida autoinfligida, puñalada en la espalda, espina en el costado de este corazón y atorada en esta garganta, me sofoco, me ahogo, me muero. ¿Podría, por favor, dejar de pensar, basta? Estas vagas memorias y hubieras, quisieras, pudieras, deteniendo mis pasos hacia adelante, exigiendo que me quede fijo en el mismo espacio y tiempo, atorado entre memorias que ya no puedo recordar, quizás falsas, quizás arraigadas a la realidad, quizás insuficiente contrición dentro para incendiar la culpa y quemar la cruz que he cargado hasta aquí. Basta. That was the second one. And then I have a borrowed one. This is by a Guatemalan artist called Regina Jose Galindo. The poem in Spanish is called Si Para Mil, and it talks about depression and medication. So first the Spanish version, the original, and then my English translation. Seguiré aniquilándote cada día. Cada dosis será una bala, te penetrará la carne, romperá tus huesos, doblará tus ansias. Yo veré de cerca cómo gimes, cómo sangras, y con un poco de suerte te veré morir. Entonces abriré la boca, cerraré mis dientes y regalaré al mundo una sonrisa en memoria de mi difunta depresión. I will keep annihilating you every day. Every dose a bullet that will pierce your flesh, break your bones, subdue your hungers. I will watch closely how you whimper, how you bleed, and with a little bit of luck, I will watch you die. Then I will open my mouth, close my teeth, and I will give the world a smile in memory of my late depression. And that is it.
Oh, awesome. That was, where was that? Where were they from again?
Guatemalan artist.
Guatemala. Oh man, that was so great.
The piece is called Cipramil, which is the name of the medication that she takes.
Oh wow. Oh, annihilate you every, man, that's great stuff. Thank you, Lee, for sharing. Anything coming up that you'd like to promote? I mean, I know you got your workshops.
I have 2 workshops, one in May with the Borderland Rainbow Center here in El Paso. It will be online, and the sign up is already on my link tree, which I'll share over here. And then the June 11 workshop with Tumbleworks, which will be the same one as I did last year on shadow work. That one, we're still waiting for the link. So whenever Miss Donna makes it available, I'll share it with everybody.
Awesome. Excellent, excellent. As always, great work, and that means everything. Glad you can share those pieces today. Thank you, Lee. Also, oh yeah, do I have to message her for the link for my workshop on Saturday? I forget. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I would say message her, but I think she said that she's gonna be posting them until Thursdays instead of Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Will she get mad if I put it on a flyer, like all the info?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I want to. I should promote it. Even right now, I haven't even really said much about it. But yeah, come through this Saturday, Tumblewards 1 to 3 Mountain Time. Be leading a workshop. Very much like the title, it's going to be makeshift or make shit, whatever you want to do, or sift through things. I'm going to invoke some concepts I've been thinking about lately, but more on that later. And I'll post about that too online. If you haven't followed me already, Deadwall Reveries on Instagram. I'll probably post a flyer at some point this week. Also, if you're in El Paso and you like jazz music, I'm a coordinator for a New York-based program called the Jazz Exchange. They do secret shows all over the world. We're gonna have one in El Paso, April 24th. So if you guys want to join one of our catch an upcoming jazz secret show in El Paso. I'm going to be posting about that this week as well. We're selling tickets. The last one was really great. It was packed house, great music. It's a lot of fun. So if you guys are going to try something new, follow me and I can let you know more about that. Also, if you guys are watching and an EPCC student, and they're here for the Tejano passport program, looking for that code, just shoot me a private message and I'll send stuff your way or whatever information you need. Ideally towards the end of the mic, that way so we can, enjoy people that are here. All right. So anyway, enough of that. That was I don't know why I took such a long break because I mentioned the 1-2 punch birthday twins. Yo, we got to give it up. Next up to the mic, you guys already know, BWOMS legend, Kit Ren. What's up, Kit?
Oh man. I'm glad we finally got the birthday twins powers working again. Yes, he's so good. It's always an honor to share the stage with them. And presumably a chart with, although there are differences of hours and so on, I think. Mumble transition. I'm gonna get into two of mine and then the cover. The first one, far from finished, new shit. It was from Lee's workshop on Saturday. The first death is of the body. The second is of the name. Leave it to me to try to do everything backwards, to lie flat on rocky ground, hoping to sink, to live the life of the dead, to cultivate a dead mindset, to erase photographic evidence, to single-handedly stop time, to make no new memories, to become a ghost who eats. But nobody would let me have the lovely privacy of the grave. People kept touching me. People kept calling out to me whenever they saw me. I became a creature of rumor like Bigfoot. There was a Tumblr with a mid-sized following, nothing but pictures of me, unfocused, looking furtive and suspicious, and hoping I was alone. Nobody gave me what I wanted. Thank God. Now, slightly older one. Not that old though. Still pretty. Just read it, Kit. What the fuck are you doing? The astronomer looked me dead in the eye and told me, metaphors aren't my cup of tea. Does she know? Does she know what she just did? When she gazes through the refractor at the rest of the Milky Way, is she looking for the intergalactic cattle that wore a path through? When she hears the latest gossip about movie stars, does she smile like she heard a toddler say something that was almost salient? Almost true? What does her world revolve around? Would the question make her angry? Or would she kiss me gently on the forehead in a patronizing fashion? What does she think Erwin Schrödinger was doing with all of those cats? Maybe I should leave Chekhov's gun out of this conversation altogether. Does this mean that she knows how easy poetry is? It's true. People speak in irregular weather patterns all the damn time without ever hearing the thunder. I'm just the one neurotic enough to linger on it alone and write it all down. Maybe she will forgive me. I too am describing bodies in motion, just smaller ones, with orbits twisted like balloon animals from their ideal orderly ellipses. And the cover poem, in honor of our young friend from Jefferson High School, Go Silver Foxes. This is, I see he's left, okay. Well, this is Berryman by W.S. Merwin, poem of intergenerational advice. So, I will tell you what he told me in the years just after the war, as we then called the Second World War. Don't lose your arrogance yet, he said. You can do that when you're older. Lose it too soon, and you may merely replace it with vanity. Just one time he suggested changing the usual order of the same words in a line of verse. Why point out a thing twice? He suggested I pray to the muse, get down on my knees and pray right there in the corner. And he said he meant it literally. It was in the days before the beard and the drink, but he was deep in tides of his own through which he sailed chin sideways and head tilted like a tacking sloop, excuse me. He was far older than the dates allowed for, much older than I was. He was in his 30s. He snapped down his nose with an accent I think he had affected in England. As for publishing, he advised me to paper my wall with rejection slips. His lips and the bones of his long fingers trembled with the vehemence of his views about poetry. He said the great presence that permitted everything and transmuted it in poetry was passion. Passion was genius, and he praised movement and invention. I had hardly begun to read. I asked, how can you ever be sure that what you write is really any good at all? And he said, you can't. You can't. You can never be sure. You die without knowing whether anything you wrote was any good at all. If you have to be sure, don't write.
Woo! That's a great piece, and thanks for sharing that.
Indeed. Thanks for sharing, Mr. Monday Night.
Absolutely, yeah. Ivan shot me a message. He had to leave because it's school night, but he was gonna watch on YouTube. So, Ivan, did you hear that? Just kidding.
Awesome, great. You did
Cool.
great. I'm really impressed.
So what you got going on, Kip?
Let's see. Well, you're going to be at Tumbleworks on Saturday, and the Saturday after that, I'll have the Bridle and Reins. We'll be talking about Kim Antonizio poems. I'll put here. You can find me on the social medias and these places: Instagram Kit Runaway, Twitter Kit Talk Sports. I got a Facebook. The kids like Facebook. No, they don't. That's not true. If you want to drop something in the tip jar, have PayPal. Just type in this email. You want to just send me an old-fashioned email like adults, you can do that too. And that is all I have to say for tonight until the after party. Jeez, man.
That's right. All righty then. Thank you, Kit. Also, I've alluded to it before, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things going on, but on that last Saturday of the month, we are going to have a joint BWOMS and Tumblewords reading, I think starting at 7. So I think on the Saturday of my workshop, this coming Saturday, I'll have that information available so you guys can save the date or even sign up. I'm going to do a sign up sheet just like we usually do here. Of course, any suggestions? I always mention this, but you know, always just trying to find the best way to do things. If you guys have any recommendations or criticisms, ways in which I can improve this show, make people feel more comfortable, things like that. Let me know. Shoot me a message. Like that's really all. Any feed. I'm looking for any feedback. And if it's working for you guys, that's great too. I mean, I guess the fact that you guys are here says a lot. But I mean, like I said, if there's anything you want to suggest as well, I'm always open ears for that. All right, so be on the lookout for that end of the month reading, poetry month reading. It's gonna be through Zoom. Also, if you're in El Paso this Friday, the 25th, I'm gonna have an open mic at Craft Rhythm and Brews. We've moved on from the main room, and there's like this whole new like speakeasy style room. It's a lot better for performance. So if you haven't gone back because it was kind of awkward at first, I admit it was. We tried our best, but that new room is really awesome. I call it Speakeasy, and if you guys want to come through and spit some poetry for Poetry Month celebration, we can also do that. And what I can do is I can also film your audio and video for free. Give you guys a little Poetry Month gift on behalf of BWOMS. I have some of your guys' stuff too from the BWOMS or the Border Census fundraiser, but more on that later. Let's go and keep going. Let's check in on our friend Ed Poetastic over in Washington, D.C. Ed, what is up, man? Just on time. You got that camera on. How you doing tonight, my friend?
On and strong all day long. Thank you, Richie. Thank you for making my Monday night such a delight. Woo! All right. Oh, my bad. Oh, ready?
I was just saying hi, man. Go ahead and do your thing.
Sure, no problem, bro. Thank you. My name is Ed Potastic, fantastic. Please give me the time to cajole my rhyme for all you feel sublime. I got 6 jokes and 3 poems, so they're gonna rhyme. The first joke is, what did the duck say to the flight attendant? Tell the captain he's going the wrong way. What did the bee said to the doctor? Please don't sting me. What did the computer told his boss? I can't come to work. I have a virus. What was the woodpecker's favorite code? The Morse code. What did the angry frog say to the waiter? Sir, there are no flies in my soup. And why was the lion fired from the meat factory? His stomach kept roaring. All right, I hope you love the laughs. Up there a blast. All right, first poem is called Country Lovin'. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home the country roads. All my memories gather around her, minor lady, strangers to blue waters. Dark and dusty, pale on the sky, misty taste, the moonshine, teardrops in my eye. Every time I look up, I see her in the sky. Country roads, earthly freedom rise. The clear wind beneath my concrete wings, the radiant song still whimsically sings. Country roads, take me home, right out of these artificially domes. Take me to bluer skies and darkest nights. Lead me to landmarks and earthly sights. The free gales going through my hair, going off to a new spontaneous adventure. Watch the birds and deer's docile stares. Nature's bliss I want to recapture. Strong tires hitting the rugged concrete. Eyes looking at organic towers and steel signs. Quickly eating while I'm glued to my seat. Observing nature's blooming and surreal design. Country roads, how I love and adore you. Nostalgic memories stuck to me like glue. Laying on top of green, moving grass. Diving in a lake, making a big, refreshing splash. Fishing in the vast, crystal, sparkling blue. Hooking a scaly, dancing, shiny treat. Grilling it with hearty and warming stew. Eating and chatting and thinking around the heat. Country roads, thank you so much for your rocky peaks and soft blues. Even for the unpredictable wild punch. Let's not forget the magnificent views. Country roads, please don't fade. My legends scroll across your face. Markings nestled around your cascade. Lessons in place to forever seated in your grand grace. Thank you. Got one more. I got another one for fun. This is called Guy's Love. Let's see. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, here it is. Guy's Love. You possess an undefined, natural, organic beauty. You dance around the bright sun on an important duty. Your eyes are the Great Lakes colored in the sparkling blue. Your tears are sweeter than strawberries, blueberries, and honeydews. Your bodies are wonderful, wonderland full of sublime and wonderful delights. You give us warmer sunlight for our darkest nights. Your skin is earthly, smooth, and grounded than the vast deserts. You just give, 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 and give till it hurts. Your children are vivid, rooted in fluorescent trees and flowers. They stand healthy, rooted, and stirring with unique powers. Your age is vast in the far reaches of dark space. I didn't say ancient. Oh, wait, is that a teardrop or river flowing across your face? You're more powerful than any earthquake, tsunami, or hurricane. You bear us with our toxic fumes, endless cutting, and rumbling pains. Your rage is a roaring, unpredictable, screaming volcano spewing molten lava. Sometimes you create clouds dropping clear, refreshing, and rejuvenating Java. Your love is surreal, generous, and deeper than our bay blue skies. You feed, nurture, and grow us your pesky flies. Hope this poem does you justice because it's coming from a microscopic soul. Thank you for the gifts of diamonds, ruby, irons, titaniums, copper, silvers, and gold. Thank you. I got one more in store for Encore. This is called The Umbrella Persona. I got you covered from the rumbling pains. I got you covered from the chilling rain. I got you covered from nails in the brain. I got you covered for annoying migraines. I got you covered for the suffocating chains. I got you covered for the nightmarish strains. I got you covered from the untimely trains. I got you covered from the gigantic banes. I got you covered from the lonely dinners of chow mein. I got you covered for the permanent bloodstains. I got you covered for the painful tear stains. I got you covered from the crazy bird brains. I got you covered for the pale domains. I got you covered for the careless aims. I got you covered from the unjust blames. I got you covered for the muddy frames. I got you covered for the blazing flames. I got you covered for the mocking shame. I got you covered from the ridiculous names. I got you covered from the heartfelt nicknames. I got you covered from the solo games. I got you covered from the boring ball games. I got you covered for the floods of lames. I got you covered for the forgettable surnames. I got you covered. Life isn't down the drain, so please stay sane. Thank you.
Right on, man. Thank you, Ed, for your trademark set filled with all of the beats. So what you got going on, man? Any features coming up or anything you'd like to promote?
I'd like to promote this wonderful open mic that's always the light that makes everyone's wonderful daylight or moonlight. Thank you for having me. If you want to follow me, please feel free. My name is Ed Potastic, or Feeling Fantastic, but you can follow me at Facebook as Eddie Foreman. You can follow me at Eddie Foreman 92 on IG. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my Potastic insight. If you send me a request, you can take guests, I'll click yes. Hope everyone stay healthy, safe, and blessed, and never stop spewing the wonderful words outside of your chest. And never stop being your best.
Yeah, man. As we like to say, as I like to say around here, man. Orale. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate you, man.
Hermano.
Your potastic insight, as you like to say. All right, man. Yeah, I like also every time I ask you to promote, you're like, yeah, how about this mic? I appreciate that every time. You know, it's like they say when you point a finger at someone, there's three pointing right back at you, you know, so much love to Ed in that regard. All right, yo, so I'm looking at the sign up sheet. We did have Sharita sign up, but she did not make it. Again, I'm gonna have to have a talk with her. She's signing up and forgetting. Complicated Passions, yo, signed up, but I don't think it's here. Let me check. I don't think so. No, I say that as a no. All right. So in that case, happy to come back to El Paso. Anyway, where we have Manuel Martinez who signed up. Got a little something, something as always. What's up, man? Good to have you on the show. How you doing tonight?
Happy to be back again, and I'm doing pretty well. So I got all three new pieces, two of them coming from Lee's excellent Tumbleworks workshop. Go to them, all of them, please. All right, let me start with this one. This one finished about 2 days ago. I can still feel your memories echoing through my mind. Your voice still reverberates along the weary walls of this tired heart. The chills still run through these broken bones when they're reminded of the heaviness of your absence. The stillness of the air around your memory, smells of your musk and softness. It soothes the senses, even if it's just for a moment. It's not easy to train the soul to deal with the unbearable weight of a monumental absence. All right, one of the ones from Lee's workshop, talking about the past. Attach myself to the roots and vines that were not even mine. A tunnel of intricate connections that led to nowhere within myself, left to be trapped by thorny paths and stickier situations. I allowed these thorns to become part of the soil where I stood. I nurtured them with resentment and my own energy, starving myself of my growth. Crooked, I made my way through the vines, thorns, and the weeds, uprooting myself from that starved soil, and began removing the remnants of poisoned ideas and thoughts, tilling the ground for better growth. And final one. Allow me to be remembered not only by my perceived virtues, but also by my flaws. I do not want an idolized version of the person I am to be the breathing memory of my decaying body. Let those who want to be reminded of me maintain the soils I tilled and nurtured, but also the crumbling houses I built and failed at. Perceive me for who I am in life, a constant work in progress that gets things neither wrong nor right, a vessel for evolving ideas, ideals, and mistakes. And that's all.
Oh, those are awesome. Those all came out of this weekend?
That is correct.
Great job all around to Lee and you. Awesome. So the next step is now you got to go read those in public. One of the
I get called out every time, but yes, I'll try. I'll try my best to do that next time.
awesome, cool, and everything good. You got anything that you'd like to promote or share right now?
Usually I would promote my Twitch, but I'm not really active anymore. Grad student life has got me completely beat up, so I'll eventually return to that.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. All right, pleasure. Glad you could join us today for sure.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, awesome. Yes, and let me correct myself. I meant an in-person reading. At one of our venues, because we love having you here. Absolutely. Wow. Okay, so that means we are already kind of heading towards the end of our list. And I meant to warn him because he likes a good warning. Do we have Dan the Man still with us? Dan the Man? Tuning in? What's up, dude?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Give me a. Yeah. I just got back from. Picking up my mom from work. And yeah. Let me plug this real quick.
I did not hear any of that. So you need like a minute or two?
Yeah. Give me a minute.
Alrighty then.
Suggestion. May I make a
Hold on a sec.
suggestion?
Yo, what up?
Why don't you read something, Richie?
Just because I never have anything to read. Because I'm the worst writer and I never have anything written. Let me pull up something I was just thinking
You're
of.
not the worst writer. Stop, Richie. You're good.
This poem's called The Worst Writer. Just kidding. I'm looking for a piece that I haven't read in a while, but I don't even know where I would find it. It's part of the problem there. This is a poem called Shenanigans. I wrote it the night before El Paso went on to represent in the Southwest Shootout in Albuquerque. It was filled with all sorts of big names in the Southwest scene. That whole experience was a whole lot of fun. We don't have much of a slam scene in El Paso. We've had a couple iterations. For example, last week, Ray Ramos he came and shared a couple of his pieces. Uh, you can also see why I think the slam had been kicked out of a couple places that didn't realize that's what poetry meant in some cases. Um, so this one's called Shenanigans, and I wrote it with my roommate. It's a group poem, and because we represented El Paso in this contest, and it was really cool because we got the highest score that round. So here it is. One word, 4 syllables, shenanigans. Because if actions speak louder than words, then shenanigans are screamed from the tops of mountains and annihilate what you used to know as truth. Some people say our lives are dictated by fate, but with a little shenanigans, you can take control of your life. Shenanigans build character. You can't buy personality. Personally, pronouns are profound when I and I are pronounced as we, because who we be is free. We manage mischief in places of obscure origins, like America. We appreciate the finer things in life, but sometimes you just want to break shit. We are Coyote, the anti-hero of our grandmother's stories, trickster. We know shenanigans well. They kept me sane during those hard times when I was eating microwave splintered weenies and a tortilla and ramen every day because that's all there was in my kitchen besides cucas. Staying up late, sleeping past noon, beer for breakfast, and doing it all over again. The unemployed shenanigans, the looking for your next fix shenanigans. Because a little chaos is fun and good for the soul, especially when raunchy debauchery becomes the weekend occurrence. Remember that one time in New Orleans where, never mind, we don't talk about that one anymore. Shenanigans is the sound of rusty chainsaws being juggled. Shenanigans is freedom. So be free to make mistakes and announce your love to that one person or two. Hey, whatever makes your plane soar. Shenanigans is the number you call after 2 a.m. We've been down and out because of shenanigans, left to pontificate, perhaps even evacuate the words we masticate all over the sidewalk. If there isn't a threat of being arrested, you're doing it wrong. It's the zenith of xenified bohemian behaviors etched into the secret passageways of underground cities. It can't stop, won't stop, and it goes like shenanigans reminds me of revolution. You see the Arab Spring, Mexico 68, the Civil Rights Movement, Black Ladders Movement. These wouldn't exist without the desire for shenanigans. So take some time to upset the balance of the universe. Quantum physics dictates that we are allowed to make a myriad of choices. Shake some atoms and unravel what you thought was impossible. Because it's like they say, Rome wasn't built in a fuck it. Let's do it anyway. Shenanigans. All right. Yeah, that's shenanigans.
I like that one. I think that's a prompt shenanigans right there, for real.
Cool.
Thanks for reminding me. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. That's cool. Now watch this fire. You ready, Dan? Appreciate it, Nick. Thank you.
Yeah, ready.
Okay, so without further ado, the secret producer of this show, because he calls the shots, right? Let's go ahead and welcome the one, the only Dan the Man. Take it away.
Thank you, Richie. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing okay. Well, since we're still in the month of April, we are still celebrating. What the hell? uh, no, Richie.
You have to believe.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Yep, we are still celebrating National Poetry Month. Yep, so that's what we're still doing in honor of April. So, yep, all the poets out there, we are still celebrating National Poetry Month. Yep. And yeah, thanks to and also to Terry to the books coming up. That's very nice. Thank you, Terry. And yeah, Patty Orozco. She's got another book coming up called Drenched Raincoat. It's very nice. I'm currently promoting that one on my blog. So, all right. Speaking of poetry and speaking of BWOMS, I know this Border Senses right here. I have with me in the book. I found this one where I used to work at Goodwill, and there was organizing books, and then that's where I stumbled onto this one. And it's Border Senses, Poetry, Fiction, and Art. It was back 16 years ago, spring of 2006. And I was still in college at the time. And I'm gonna read this poetry. Yeah. I'm gonna read this poetry. It was written by Erica Garza, and it's called Barrida. Barrida. I need a barrida. Get rid of my susto. Ramas del cerdo y un cerdo. Suenos pendejos. A baby in white clawing me. A tattooed man I whispered lies to. Lies that burn my lips. I dream of dreams that makes me feel alive. More than this, I feel a wound, una herida, with a beating, feverish tenderness, a wound that cannot, will not, does not know how to heal. I am a wound, memories of a purple blue bruise, memories of bloody nose, memories of fantasies and false hopes, memories of men I've used, women, memories of memories, and all I am is wound, and womb of more memories. I dream I will be flesh again, brown skin, bright eyes, long curly hair, women with breasts, ass, soft tights, women with passion, women again with healed wounds, woman again. Yep. That is Erica Garza Barrida. Oh, what do y'all think?
I missed the end of it, but do you know her?
No. That
just chose it randomly.
Yeah. And
see if there's any names you recognize in there.
Okay. Let me see. Mooney, no. Bias, no. Not the comedian I know of. No. I have no idea. I don't think so. Huh. Okay. Well, okay. No, and I checked the table of contents. I don't think any of those names. But let me just check.
No, it's all good, man. It was in homework. Later.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Okay. And okay, here's another short poetry on page 15. Janice Hale Hobby. If a button were more important than the Pope. Okay, here it is. Pope Innocent by holy decree divided the world into two hemispheres, to conquer, to civilize. Thus, Portuguese is Brazilian, while I, a mere vermilion button, armed with royal fail safes, code, keys, I, a mere vermilion button, I am the true resurrection, the truth, the light, the way. I am mere vermilion button am. Alpha and Omega, ground zero, oblivion. I vaporize souls as they pray and transform your world to ash. End quote. That is Janice Hale Hobby, the title called If a Button Were More Important Than the Pope. Yeah. So what do you guys think?
Cool, man.
Yeah. No, this is very nice. This is very nice. Dated back 17 years ago. Bordersenses.com. Poetry, fiction. Yeah. I don't know if they have any more like 4 sections for the seasons, or yeah, it says volume 11. Volume 11, spring 2006, bordersenses.com, poetry, fiction, art. Yeah, and they do show some art right there. And it says, okay. Yeah. Oh, there's one art right there. I'll show you. There it is. Good night, Doc. Yeah, there's the art right there. There's a story of fiction right there. Yeah, and there's the poetry by Erica Garza. Okay, and let me see if there's anything. It says board wishes to thank. Let me see. Oh, Ray Ramos is listed in this one. Yeah, Ray. Hal Marcus, I know him. Yep. County Commissioner Veronica Esparza. She's now I'm sorry, Veronica Escobar. No, she's now a judge now. Who else?
Cool, man. Bookmark them and read them next time. That's a cool tribute.
That's what I'm gonna do. This is very nice. Border Census. Looks like this is. I know this is in honor of BWOMS, so this is very nice. So, all right. So, okay. Okay.
And the man.
All right, here it is. Read it in Weebit. Yes. Just you know what to do. Yes, so please. I'm currently editing the upcoming slideshow that was originally for Easter, but got delayed. But okay, guys. So here it is. You know what to do. All right, you guys. Happy Poetry Month, and I'll see you guys next Monday. I'll look forward for Nick hosting this one, co-hosting this one as guest host. So, all right, thank you guys. All right, okay, Richie. Looks like we came an hour early, so let's go ahead and close it tonight.
What are you talking about? You haven't heard my 50-minute poem. I'm
sorry?
about to
My
bust out
intense
and
is here. He can whip out 50 minutes easy.
You're right. Whew, all right. Good job, everyone. I mean, we don't have to. Again, there's no time limit. You know, we don't have to like go to a certain time. We don't have to stop at a certain time. Pretty much whenever we get there. I'm gonna end with a piece that I haven't read in a while here, but it is one of my favorites. It's actually a tribute poem to one of my favorite establishments. What has been one of my favorite establishments in downtown El Paso. If you've been here, a lot of people speak so fondly of this dive bar. It's called The Tap. They have world famous nachos that people, since we have also a world famous studio in Sonic Ranch, there's actually musicians who go to The Tap and then they'll go and spread the word of these famous nachos. So, yeah, I'm gonna close the night with my poem called Bebop, Downtown Bebop. I've got bebop taste buds and a hip hop heart, running through the streets at dark till the glow of dawn. Shake my soul to the flow of biddy biddy bum bum. Let us measure out our lives in poetry, funky bass lines, and sizzling sax riffs. Give me bebop jazz, nachos from The Tap, and something to write with. That's all I'll need to make it through the night until the next paycheck. Until then, I'll write and I'll write and I'll write and I'll howl as the band summons the ghost of Charlie Parker so we can learn how to fly without wings and get hooked on speed. We don't need the high life, but this one, it's the only one we've ever known. Drinks with friends, magical jukebox love songs, dancing the night away, cumbia, bachata, chuco rhythms con salsa y cool. Raul Salinas, we remember you, ese. Last calls, moments shared. We were here for life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaningfulness. Boom. It is like that, you know. Thank you. Oh, awesome, Dan. Appreciate that.
Way to go.
It's hard. My voice cracks a little. It's hard. I'm afraid of like going too loud into the mic when I do the howl, so it sounds all weird. Howl. And then all the neighborhood dogs start going crazy. It's all weird.
I just looked up The Top, and I did the wrong thing. I looked at a picture of the nachos.
Oh man, if anyone comes through, you know,
gonna be making late night now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on my magic carpet and fly down to El Paso right now.
They're next door to our Tuesday venue, so you can make a whole day of it.
That's true. Yeah, it's right next door.
Well,
there's nothing special about The Tap. I mean, it's dingy underground. I mean, just a lot of attached memories.
Oh my lord! Some of the best places,
of course, right?
Or bars are the places with the concrete floors and the tables that are chipped and everything else, because you don't need atmosphere. What you need is good food and good people that run the place, and that's all that really matters about any restaurant.
There it is.
The hole in the wall restaurant is often the best restaurant in town, no matter how many James Beard Award winners they have.
The best restaurants are the ones where the kids are running around in the potted plants. You know?
That is exactly it. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I think we're going to go ahead and end the live stream, but we're going to go ahead and stick around on Zoom. So if any of you watching on YouTube right now want to join us, the link is pretty much in the description. You don't have to sign up, but the link is there. We do have the after party. It's just a place to hang out and talk for as long as we need to vent, get things off our chest. As Kit likes to say, the Chisme Industrial Complex. Wink, wink. All right. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for this. Shout out to everyone who performed. Next Monday, we will be celebrating 2 years of doing the online mic here with the stay-at-home open mic. My name is Rich. I'll be the host. I'm looking forward to taking a break next week and enjoying it with Nick at the helm. But of course, with all the wonderful poets and performers who are signed up for the live stream. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Adios.
Good night.